Hello there everybody, how is it going and how have you been? I am EuclideanSqd, and we're back here in Duel Links to check out the newest mini-box, Curse of Dread. I have no idea what specifically is in it, but with a name like that I would not be surprised if it's primarily fiends and dark monsters. But I already grabbed the bonus free 500 gems that come out with every box, so let's just go ahead and start opening up packs. Here we go. Ooh, there's a ritual monster, a couple of synchros. I did see in the notification that there were some reprints of fabled monsters, so I'm guessing there's going to be a couple more of those in the box, but outside of that, not entirely sure. So, let's see what we get. We have Vendread Anima. Okay, card with very tiny text. Let's see if I can read it. Well, a level 1 dark zombie, no attack and defense, and actually, pardon me, making sure. Yep, alright, it's recording, good. Yeah, level 1 dark zombie, no attack and defense. Let's see here. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one of your banished Vendread monsters, except Vendread Anima, and special summon it. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn, except zombie-type monsters. A Vendread monster ritual summoned using this card on the field gains the following effect. You can only use each of the preceding effects of Vendread Anima once per turn. Banish any monster destroyed by battle with this card. Okay, so going off of just this card, it sounds like these Vendreads are probably going to be zombie-type monsters that have to deal with banishing and ritual summoning. But that's actually kind of interesting. Previously, only those, like, Jinn Presider rituals or Demolisher rituals and stuff like that, those were the only cards that I knew of that gave ritual monsters bonus effects. So it's kind of neat seeing more monsters doing that mechanic. And, I mean, just banishing any monster destroyed in battle, banishing is really nice, to be honest. So many decks like having stuff in their graveyard that banishing them kind of screws them up. Anyway, moving on. Oh, Venomenaga, the deity of poisonous snakes. I wasn't really expecting this, to be honest. A 2, 4, 6, 8. Level 10 dark reptile with no attack and defense. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned with Rise of the Snake deity, and cannot be special summoned by other ways except by its own effect. Except by its own effect. Maybe this thing can revive itself. I can't remember exactly what it does, but anyway. This card gains 500 attack for each reptile-type monster in your graveyard. This card cannot be targeted by and is unaffected by spell trap effects and other effect monsters' effects. That is very nice. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can banish one other reptile-type monster from your graveyard, special summon this card. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, place one Hyper Venom counter on it. When 3 Hyper Venom counters are on this card, you win the duel. Okay, very interesting monster. I remember this thing from the GX anime. I just couldn't remember its effects. But yeah, that's really cool. Not being phased by effects. If you have a good way of throwing reptiles into the graveyard, this thing can become incredibly powerful. I don't quite remember what Rise of the Snake deity is supposed to do, but it's neat that it revives itself. And if I remember, I'm pretty sure that venom counters are stuff you put on your opponent's regular venom counters, not hyper venom counters, but regular venom counters are stuff you put on your opponent's monsters, and it like just permanently reduces their attack and defense. So it's kind of like the Alien's A counter, but instead of only working in battle, it just happens constantly. But anyway, and we have Revendread Executor, 2/4 level 8 dark zombie ritual with 3000 attack and no defense. You can ritual summon this card with any Vendread ritual spell. This card's name becomes Revendread Slayer while on the field. While this ritual summon card is on the field, your opponent cannot target cards you control with card effects except this card. Alright? If this ritual summon card is destroyed by battle, or is destroyed by an opponent's card effect while in its owner's monster zone, you can add one Vendread card from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Revendread Executor once per turn. Weird that it specifies in the owner's monster zone. So is there a way to turn these things into equip spells? I'm not sure. Interesting ritual monster, though. I've never heard of these Vendread creatures, so I don't know what their deal is outside of, it seems, ritual summoning. Oh, here we go. Here's Rise of the Snake deity. a regular trap card. When a face-up Phenomenon, the King of Poisonous Snakes you control, is destroyed, except by battle, special summon one Venomenaga, the deity of poisonous snakes, from your hand or deck. Okay, so you have to find the king to actually summon the deity, but moving on. Attack Pheromones. This was a reprint card. A continuous spell. If a monster you control attacks a defense position monster, change that monster to face-up attack position at the end of the damage step if your attacking monster is reptile type. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that's meant to kind of help work with the venom counters. I don't remember exactly what the venom counters do, I'm sorry, but I presume that's a way to get around your opponent trying to hide their monsters in defense mode. Anyway, I'd need to see more venom monsters to actually remember what their whole deal is. Zombino, level 4 Earth Zombie, 2000 attack, 0 defense. It's just a normal monster. The two are so close, they die and return to life, inseparable. I guess that's supposed to be some kind of lore thing, but I don't really know. But hey, another 2000 attack point normal monster. Those are really nice. Previously they were all super rares, but it's interesting that they've started to become just rares. Vendread Core, level 1 Dark Zombie with no attack and 500 defense. If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish one other zombie-type monster from your graveyard, special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. A Vendread monster ritual summoned using this card on the field gains the following effect, and you can only use one each of the preceding effects of Vendread Core once per turn. Your opponent cannot target this card with card effects. Ooh. So does that mean that if you ritual summon Executor using Core, your opponent can't target your stuff with card effects anymore? Because Executor's effect says they're not allowed to target anything but Executor, and Core says the ritual summon monster can't be targeted by card effects. I hope that's the way that works, because that sounds awesome. Moving on, Vendread Chimera. That is definitely going to be haunting my nightmares. Level 5 Dark Zombie Ritual, 2300 attack, no defense. You can ritual summon this card with any Vendread ritual spell. When a card or effect is activated that would destroy a card on the field, as a quick effect, you can banish one zombie-type monster from your graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Alright, it's kind of cool. If this card is tributed or banished for a ritual summon, all monsters your opponent controls lose 500 attack and defense. You can only use each effect of Vendread Chimera once per turn. That's actually kind of cool. So it's a fairly strong ritual that you can kind of use to then make a later ritual summon better. Alright. And then Pain Painter. Level 2 Dark Zombie Tuner, 400 attack, 200 defense. While this card is face up on the field, its name is treated as Plague Spreader Zombie. Plague Spreader Zombie. Why does that name ring a bell? Why does that name ring a bell? It's got to be in this box. We'll see it sooner or later. Once per turn, you can target up to 2 face-up zombie-type monsters you control. Except this card, they become level 2 until the end phase. They cannot be used as synchro material monsters except for the synchro summon of a zombie-type monster. Okay, so that's just to keep you from summoning anything else, really. It's kind of a restriction effect. That's very cool. Easily, it's only 4 packs in, and it's already been 10 minutes. Another Rise of the Snake Deity, Mech Mole Zombie. Level 2 Dark Zombie, 500 attack, 400 defense. Not that great of a normal monster. Just kind of meh. Vendread Hound Horde. Also horrifying. Level 3 Dark Zombie, 0 attack, 2100 defense. If this card is in your graveyard, you can discard one Vendread card, special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. A Vendread monster ritual summoned using this card on the field gains the following effect. You can only use each of the preceding effects of Vendread Hound Horde once per turn. Once per turn, as a quick effect, you can target one spell trap card your opponent controls and banish it. These Vendreads really like banishing, and I'm really liking the Vendreads as a result. That's really cool. Got another Chimera. Vendread Reunion. Regular trap card. Reveal one Vendread ritual monster in your hand. Special summon any number of your banished Vendread monsters with different names in face-down defense position, whose total levels exactly equal the level of the revealed ritual monster. Tribute all those face-down defense position monsters, then ritual summon that ritual monster from your hand. You must be able to ritual summon to activate and to resolve this effect. Okay, I don't know of any cards that specifically keep you from ritual summoning, but this is an interesting trap card. It's a very long and complicated effect that basically lets you ritual summon using your banished stuff. And then I suppose because those were just returned from being banished, they would just go into the graveyard after you tribute them. Because they wouldn't have been special summoned, and then they wouldn't have their effects that say they get banished when they leave the field. That's interesting. Very interesting. Then another Zombino. Archfiend Zombie Skull. Level 6 Dark Zombie Synchro, 2500 attack, 1200 defense. Needs Plague Spreader Zombie as the tuner, plus 2 or more non-tuner zombie type monsters. Alright, well, Pain Painter is a level 2, so you... Oh yeah, just 2 other zombies with Pain Painter, because it can make them level 2s. Face-up zombie type monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. That's very cool. I like that. Ah, here he is. Phenomenon, the King of Poisonous Snakes. A 2, 4, 6, level 8 Dark Reptile, no attack and defense. Cannot be special summoned by another effect monster's effect. Alright. This card is unaffected by Venom Swamp. This card gains 500 attack for each reptile type monster in your graveyard. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can banish one other reptile type monster from your graveyard, special summon this card. Okay, I guess that's to keep it around until you draw the Rise of the Snake Deity trap. And Vendred Striges? Striges. Level 2 Dark Zombie, 500 attack, 2000 defense. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can reveal one Vendred card in your hand, special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. I am noticing a very prominent trend with these things. A Vendred monster ritual summoned with this card on the field gains the following effect. You can only use each of those previous effects once per turn. After damage calculation, if this card battled an opponent's monster, you can draw a card, then discard a card. Okay, that's not too terrible. Pardon me, I'm just paranoid about recording. Yeah, it still looks okay. I'm going to actually scoot my mic just a little bit closer. Sorry if you hear any of that, but voice recording looked like it was a little bit low. Anyway, continuing on. We got another Vendred Core Bone Crusher. This was a reprint card. Level 4 Earth Zombie, 1600 attack, 200 defense. When this card is special summoned from your graveyard by the effect of a zombie type monster, you can target one spell trap card your opponent controls, destroy that target. During the end phase of the turn this card is special summoned, destroy it. So, not too terrible if you have ways of special summoning it, but the problem is that whole destroy it during the end phase works no matter how you special summon this thing, so that kind of stinks. And we have the Fabled Ruby Ruda, a level 4 light beast tuner, 1100 attack, 800 defense. When this face-up card you control is selected as an attack target, you can discard one Fabled monster to negate the attack. Alright, that's not bad, considering that a lot of Fableds have their effects activate whenever they are discarded, and or when you have very few cards in your hand. I've got another garbagey mech mole zombie, Snake Rain. Spell card, discard one card, select 4 reptile type monsters from your deck and send them to the graveyard. There you go. If your King of Poisonous Snakes or Deity of Poisonous Snakes needs more power, use Snake Rain. Easy. Another Revendred Executor. Lots of duplicates, but this is a mini box. Venom Shot. Activate only while you control a face-up Venom monster, Venomenaga, the Deity of Poisonous Snakes, or Venomenon, the King of Poisonous Snakes. Send one reptile-type monster from your deck to the graveyard and place 2 Venom counters on one face-up monster your opponent controls. So more ways to discard your reptiles, more Venom counters, which I guess they need that Venom Swamp field spell to actually do something, because I'm not seeing any written description in these cards' effects, but we'll see it soon enough. Fabled Topi, reprint, level 1 Light Fiend, 500 attack, 200 defense. If your opponent has 2 or more cards in their hand than you do, you can reveal one Fabled monster in your hand and tribute this face-up card to select 2 spell or trap cards your opponent controls and destroy them. Bit of a hefty cost, but could be good. And Doom Kaiser Dragon, a level 6 Fire Zombie Synchro with 2400 attack and 1500 defense. Requires Plague Spreader Zombie plus one or more non-tuner zombie type monsters. When this card is special summoned, you can target one zombie type monster in your opponent's graveyard, special summon that target to your side of the field in face-up attack position, but destroy it when this card leaves the field. This will work very, very well with that Zombie World field spell because that makes all monsters on the field and in the graveyard zombie types. So you synchro summon this thing, you can take anything out of your opponent's grave. That's really powerful. And then finally, for the 10th pack, we have Vendread Knights, a field spell card. You can discard one card, add one Vendread monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Vendread Knights once per turn. When your Vendread monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can banish one Vendread monster from your graveyard. It can attack an opponent's monster again in a row. Very cool. Very cool, especially if you combine it with that one Vendread that says that anything that it destroys in battle is banished instead of going to the graveyard. And we got another Venomanaga, and Vendread Battle Lord. Ugh. Level 7 Dark Zombie Ritual, 2700 attack, 0 defense. You can ritual summon this card with any Vendread ritual spell. You can banish one Vendread card from your graveyard and declare one type of card, monster, spell, or trap. For the rest of the turn, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects of that type. If this ritual summoned card is sent to the graveyard, you can add one ritual monster from your deck to your hand, and if you do, send one Vendread monster from your deck to the graveyard. You can only use each effect of Battle Lord once per turn. That's really cool, actually. Because the Vendread seem to like being banished, so being able to use this guy to just shut off whatever of your opponent's cards are really causing you trouble, that's really cool, actually. Alright, anyway, I'm going to take a drink of water while the game's loading up the next 10 packs. Pardon me if you hear any of that. That's better. Let's see, there were no super rares or ultra rares in those first 10. Let's see if we're lucky this time around. We got another core, got another attack pheromones, another Doomkaiser. This might be one. Vendread Nightmare. Continuous spell card. Once per turn, you contribute one or more Vendread monsters from your hand and or field, then target one face-up monster you control. Increase its level by the number of monsters tributed until the end of this turn. Alright. I suppose that's to help with ritual summoning. But I don't know why you wouldn't just... Well, no, because I think there were some Vendreads whose effects activate when they're tributed. Anyway. When your attacking Vendread ritual monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can have your monster gain 1000 attack. Alright, that's kind of insane. You can only use this effect of Vendread Nightmare once per turn. Right? 13th Grave, level 3 Dark Zombie, 1200 attack, 900 defense, normal monster... Yeah, it's better than the Mechmole Zombie, at least. No, it was a Doomkaiser. We got a false positive. Dang it. Venom Serpent. Level 4 Dark Reptile, 1000 attack, 800 defense. Once per turn, you can place one Venom counter on one monster your opponent controls. Vendread Chimera. And Fabled Leviathan. 2, 4, 6, 8. Level 10 Light Fiend Synchro, 3000 attack, 2000 defense. Requires a Fabled Tuner, but any non-tuner monsters. When this card on the field is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can select up to 3 Fabled monsters in your graveyard and add them to your hand. Alright, that's pretty cool. Helps you recover some resources when it's destroyed. Vendread Knights, Rise of the Snake Deity, Striges. Is this going to be super rare? Topi, Venom Serpent. Nope. 2 false positives in a row. Come on, game. Venom Boa. A level 5 Earth Reptile, 1600 attack, 1200 defense. Once per turn, you can place 2 Venom counters on one monster your opponent controls. If you activate this effect, this card cannot attack during this turn. If I could remember what the Venom counters do, this thing might be decent, but for a level 5 with 1600 attack, that's kind of rough. I mean, if you want Venom counters, then it's good, but... Phenomenon, Snake Rain... Come on now. Bone Crusher, Attack Pheromones, Battle Lord... 13th Grave, Venom Boa, Leviathan... Seriously? Come on, I'd like to get at least a super rare. I'm pretty sure there's got to be some normals and some rares that I haven't gotten either. Come on now. Topi, Phenomenon, Zombino. Wow. That was a lot of duplicates. I was considering stopping at 30, but considering how poor that set of 10 was, I might go to 40. Alright. Did we get an ultra rare? Maybe? Venom Serpent. Revendread Evolution. A ritual spell. This card can be used to ritual summon any Vendread ritual monster from your hand or graveyard. You must also tribute monsters from your hand or field and or send one Vendread monster from your deck to the graveyard, whose total levels equal the level of the ritual monster you ritual summon. And or send one Vendread monster from your deck to the graveyard. That's weird wording, so I suppose if you have, like, say if I have two of the Battle Lords, one in my hand, one in my deck, I could use this, send the Battle Lord from my deck to the graveyard to then summon the one in my hand, I'm guessing? Or to like, say, send a 4 from my deck and a 3 from my field to summon a level 7 in my hand? I don't know, the wording there just has me thrown off a little bit. The ritual summon monster is destroyed during the end phase of the next turn. That's kind of a bummer. You can only activate one Revendread evolution per turn. Okay. So there has to be a more stable ritual spell. And I think there might have been ways to summon the ritual monster back, but I'm kind of blanking. But we did get a super rare, the Fabled Cat Sith. Level 1 Light Beast Tuner, 800 attack, 600 defense. When this card is discarded to the graveyard, select the face-up card on the field and destroy it. Very good card for Fabled decks. Moving on, we have Venom Boa, Attack Pheromones, Battle Lord, Bone Crusher, Snake Deity's Command. Counter Trap card. Activate by showing your opponent one Venom monster in your hand. Negate the activation and effect of an opponent's spell card and destroy it. That's not actually that bad. And so far we've only seen Venom Serpent and Venom Boa. But there has to be more than just those two, right? Vendread Stridges, Snake Deity Command, Vendread Nightmare, Chainsaw Insect. Level 4 Earth Insect, 2400 attack, 0 defense. At the end of the damage step, if this card attacked or was attacked, your opponent draws one card. That could be rough. There are some ways to get rid of monster effects, so you could use those. The 0 defense really kind of sucks, because if this thing ever gets its way into defense mode and your opponent attacks it, they basically just get a free draw, which is not great, but moving on. Phenomenon, Bone Crusher, Scapegoat. Oh, it's like the Scapegoat spell card, but a monster? Level 1 Dark Zombie, 0 attack, 0 defense, Flip Tuner. As a flip effect, you can special summon any number of Black Sheep tokens. Zombie type Dark, level 1, no attack and defense. Okay. So it is like the Scapegoat spell, which special summons 4 tokens, but obviously they can't have that in the game because there's only 3 monster zones. So this thing flips up. You special summon, I guess, 2 more tokens? But they're only level 1, so I guess what you would hope for is for this thing to get attacked, destroyed, you get the 2 tokens, and then you play, like, Pain Painter or whatever, change them into a level 2, and then combine for one of the big zombie synchros. I'm guessing. And moving on. Vendread Revolution. Regular trap card. Discard 1 card, then target 1 Vendread monster and 1 ritual spell in your graveyard. Special summon that monster in defense position, and if you do, add that ritual spell to your hand. Alright, well that's a way to revive your ritual monsters. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 5 of your banished zombie-type monsters, shuffle them into your deck, then draw 1 card. You can only use each effect of Vendread Revolution once per turn. Alright. Alright. Attack Pheromones, Hound Horde, 13th Grave, Reunion, Scapegoat, Vendread Anima, Revolution, Pain Painter. We got another set of eyes. Ooh, I think this might be a super rare. Unless there's a really common, like, unless there's a normal rare fusion monster down below that I can't see. But anyway, Venom Shot, Rise of the Snake Deity, and this is a super rare. Mud Dragon of the Swamp. Level 4 Water Worm Fusion, 1900 attack, 1600 defense. 2 monsters with the same attribute but different types. Okay, so like an Earth Warrior and an Earth Dragon or something like that. Your opponent cannot target this card or monsters on the field with the same attribute as this card with card effects. Once per turn, as a quick effect, you can declare one attribute. This card becomes that attribute until the end of this turn. So if you had like an all-dark monster deck, you could use this to just protect your dark monsters from being targeted with stuff like enemy controllers and World Legacy Clash and all kinds of stuff like that. Very interesting. Very interesting. 13th Grave, Vinamanaga, and Revendread Executor. Okay, so we did get a couple of super rares. I'm still going to go ahead and do 40 packs just because, again, we flew through that second set of 10. Vendread Anima, Venom Swamp, field spell card. During each player's end phase, place 1 Venom counter on each face-up monster except Venom monsters. Monsters lose 500 attack for each Venom counter on them. Destroy a monster if its attack becomes 0 by this effect. So that was the part of the effect that I was forgetting. That's why you might want to play Boa, because it can basically just drop a monster's attack power by 1,000 every turn for giving up its attack. And yeah, you don't need to attack if your opponent's monsters just die constantly by this thing's effect. Interesting. I swear there's like 2 more Venom monsters besides Phenomenon and Vinamanaga, but I can't remember what they are. And another Battle Lord. Attack Pheromone, Scapegoat, Executor, Archfiend Zombie Skull, Core, Pain Painter, Snake Deity's Command, Anima, Venom Swamp. Is this going to be an ultra rare? No, but it might be a super rare. Vendread Knights, Rise of the Snake Deity, Viper's Rebirth. Spell card. Activate only if all monsters in your graveyard are reptile type. Select 1 non-tuner monster in your graveyard, special summon it, destroy it during the end phase. Okay. So use that to get tribute summoning material, use that to get synchro summoning material. Plenty of uses for something like that, if you're running a reptile type deck, that is. Venom Shot, Vendread Nightmare. Oh, we got an ultra rare off for the... Was that just like basic blue ripples? Like a blue shine on the pack instead of gold or rainbow? I don't think I've ever gotten an ultra rare under those conditions. Anyway. Revendread Slayer. Level 6 Dark Zombie Ritual, 2400 attack, no defense. You can ritual summon this card with any Vendread ritual spell. Once per turn, if this card battles an opponent's monster, during damage calculation as a quick effect, you can banish 1 zombie type monster from your graveyard. This card gains 300 attack. It looks like that's permanent. If this ritual summon card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 ritual spell from your deck to your hand, and if you do, send 1 Vendread monster from your deck to the graveyard. You can only use this effect of Vendread Slayer once per turn. Oh, that's right. Some of the Revendread monsters, they want to go to the graveyard. Some of them do, at least. Because didn't Executor have something like that, too? And Battle Lord? I think they did. I'm gonna have to, like, study these things off screen. Yeah, these ripples. Like, this bluish, ripply shine thing. Wasn't that on the previous pack? I'm gonna double check this in editing, and I'll put a little note up to the side if it was or not. I might just be seeing things. Anyway. Archfiend Zombie Skull, Vendread Revolution, and a super rare, Zombina. Level 4 Earth Zombie, 1400 attack, 1500 defense. If this card in its owner's possession is destroyed by an opponent's card, you can target 1 level 4 or lower monster in your graveyard except Zombina and special summon it. Oh, I can see how that effect is going to be abused maliciously by so many other decks. Get a Destiny Hero back, get a 6 Samurai back. Because it doesn't say it has to be a zombie type, just a level 4 or lower monster. Oof, okay. Continuing on, Snake Deity's Command, Mechmal Zombie, and Revived King Hades. Level 6 Dark Zombie Synchro, 2450 attack, no defense. Requires Plague Spreader Zombie and 1 or more non-tuner zombie-type monsters. Negate the effects of effect monsters destroyed by battle with zombie-type monsters you control. Simple enough. Continue on. I think Plague Spreader is actually that second ultra rare up there. Because that picture's ringing a bell in my head, and it looks like the name is about the right size to be Plague Spreader Zombie. But anyway. Neckmole Zombie, Hound Horde, Revendread Evolution, and Venom Serpent, Knights, and Venomenaga. Okay. Now, certainly some interesting cards. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab 10 more. Why not? Let's see if maybe we can get lucky and get some more Ultra Rares and Super Rares. Because there's still quite a few, actually. Vendread Revolution, Vendread Battlelord, and another Ultra Rare. Glow Up Bloom. Glow Up Bloom. I feel like there's supposed to be a pun in there and I don't get it. Level 1 Dark Zombie Tuner, no attack and defense. I do recognize this looks like a zombie version of Grow Up Bulb, though. But anyway. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, add one level 5 or higher zombie-type monster from your deck to your hand, or, if Zombie World is in a field zone, you can special summon it from your deck instead. Also, in either case, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except zombie-type monsters. You can only use this effect of Glow Up Bloom once per turn. So basically, if you have Zombie World, this thing will let you freely special summon any level 5 or higher zombie. That is kind of insane. Wow. That is actually really, really powerful. Vendread Anima, Bone Crusher, Fabled Ganashia. Well, actually... Oh, sorry. I skipped over it because Fabled Ganashia was a reprint card. I will go back and look at it later, but I don't think Glow Up Bloom works for rituals, just because they have to be ritual summoned, but there's plenty of other zombies you can use with that. Venom Serpent, Snake Deity's Command, Venom Swamp, Archfiend Zombie Skull, Fabled Topi, Vendread Revenants. Level 4 Dark Zombie, 1800 attack, 200 defense. If this card in your possession is destroyed by an opponent's card, by battle or card effect, and sent to your graveyard, you can special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field. A Vendread monster ritual summoned using this card on the field gains the following effect, but you can only use each of the previous effects once per turn. Once per turn, as a quick effect, you can target one special summoned monster your opponent controls and banish it? Oh man, I need to get more of these. I want to build a Vendread deck now. These sound awesome. Just banish any special summoned monster your opponent controls. So, Brave Neos, Red Eye Slash Dragon, Legendary Samurai, 6 Samurai Shi-En, all those things just gone. I mean, once per turn, but still, that's insane. Venom Boa, Vendread Reunion, Zombino, Fabled Topi, Revived King, Vendread Revolution, or Revendread Evolution, or something like that. Zombie Skull, Rise of Snake Deity. Oh, here we go. Fabled Ganashia. Level 3, Light Beast, 1600 attack, 1000 defense. When this card is discarded to the graveyard, special summon it. If this card is special summoned this way, it gains 200 attack and is removed from play when it is removed from the field. So, there you go. Venom Snake, here we go. Level 3, Earth Reptile, 1200 attack, 600 defense. Once per turn, you can place one Venom counter on one monster your opponent controls. If you activate this effect, this card cannot attack during this turn. But again, as you've seen, if you have the Venom Swamp field spell in play, that's kind of alright, because you can still you might just end up destroying it anyway. Vendread Revolution, Pain Painter, Venom Boa, Mechmole, Chainsaw Insect, Vendread Nightmare, Attack Pheromones, Vendread Battlelord. Okay. Normally I wouldn't do this, but we got an ultra rare in that set of 10. We got an ultra rare in the previous set of 10. I know this is not how it works at all, but maybe we'll get the last ultra rare in this set of 10? Maybe? Definitely not in this set. Venom Snake, Vendread Chimera, Doomkaiser Dragon, Vendread Reunion, Snake Deity's Command, Venom Swamp, 13th Grave, Vendread Knights, Pain Painter, Boa, Grave, Doomkaiser. No. Topi, Revive King Hades, Executor. No, I don't think we will. Zombie Skull, Nightmare, Ruby Ruda, Zombie Skull, Snake, Leviathan. Maybe? It's the right kind of card. We got it! Oh my god! Alright. This is... I did this as a joke. I was fully expecting me to not get this. I was fully expecting it to just be nothing but rares and normals, maybe one super rare. I did not think it was going to be the last ultra rare. Plague Spreader Zombie. Level 2 Dark Zombie Tuner, 400 attack, 200 defense. If this card is in your graveyard, you can place one card from your hand on the top of the deck, special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. Okay, so that... I think that was why I remembered this thing, because it was pretty easy to summon out of the graveyard. Again, you simply just put a card back on your deck. But you could then play like a level 4 zombie and immediately synchro for Doomkaiser Dragon or the Zombie Skull or whatever. So, very powerful card. Slows you down a little bit because you are just going to draw something right back, but... Or you are going to just get that card right back and you're not going to have anything really new to work with, but still, it's a really good monster. Revenged Nightmare, Snake Rain, Revenged Evolution, and looks like that's it. Serpent, Bone Crusher, Instruments. Alright. Well, look, I got all 3 ultra rares by some miracle. I'm happy. Let's just go ahead and look at the remaining missing cards. So, got all the ultra rares. So, we're starting off with super rares. Fabled Unicorn. Level 4 Light Beast Synchro, 2300 attack, 1000 defense. Requires 1 Fabled Tuner and 1 or more non-tuner monsters. While you and your opponent have the same number of cards in hand, negate all spell, trap, and effect monster effects activated by your opponent and destroy that spell, trap, or monster. That's a really good effect, but also a really bad effect, because when are you ever going to have the same number of cards as your opponent? I mean, especially since all your opponent has to do would be to, like, you know, set a spell or trap card, or just keep an extra card in their hand to throw the count off. It's... I don't know how I feel about that card. It's interesting, but... Red Eye Zombie Necro Dragon. Oh, good lord. Level 7 Dark Zombie Synchro, 2400 attack, 2000 defense. Takes any tuner and any non-tuners. Gains 100 attack and defense for each zombie-type monster on the field and in the graveyards. When another zombie-type monster is destroyed by battle, you can special summon 1 zombie-type monster from either graveyard to your field. You can only use this effect of Red Eye Zombie Necro Dragon once per turn. Isn't that kind of what just Red Eye Zombie Dragon does, though? Where you can just, like, revive zombies constantly with it from either graveyard? I don't remember Red Eye Zombie Dragon's effect, so I don't know what's different between Zombie Dragon and Zombie Necro Dragon. Anyway. Next super rare is Pyramid Turtle. Level 4 Earth Zombie, 1200 attack, 1400 defense. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 zombie-type monster with 2000 or less defense from your deck. Pretty easy to do, considering most zombies have very little defense to begin with, and there is no level restriction, so you have a... actually, I think... Well, no, because I think Red Eye Zombie Dragon actually has slightly different stats to Red Eye's Black Dragon, but... Yeah, any zombie. Level does not matter. Continuing on. Beast King Barbaros. Level 8 Earth Beast Warrior, 3000 attack, 1200 defense. You can normal summon set this card without tributing, but its original attack becomes 1900. You can tribute 3 monsters to tribute summon, but not set this card, and if summoned this way, you can destroy all cards your opponent controls. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, especially if you have some kind of a deck that lets you swarm the field with monsters. Hey, heck, even some way of protecting Scapegoat. Then you just flip Scapegoat, get the 2 tokens, tribute for Barbaros, destroy all cards your opponent has. And then finally, Revendread Origin. Ritual spell. This card can be used to ritual summon any Vendread ritual monster from your hand or graveyard. Interesting. You must also tribute monsters from your hand or field and or banish zombie-type monsters from your graveyard whose total levels equal or exceed the level of the ritual monster you ritual summon. If Rivendread's Slayer you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. Weird that it's specifically relating to Revendread's Slayers. I wonder if there's more cards to this set that haven't been put in the game yet. Because there's this thing that relates to Slayer, and then there's this guy who says, treat my name as Slayer. I'm not sure. Did I miss any? Nope. Nope. Wow, so just the 5 super rares. Alright then. Well, yeah, I made out like a bandit with this box. Yeah. So, that was the new Curse of Dread mini box. And thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all had a great time, and I hope you all have a great day. I will see you all in the next one.